So hello everyone and welcome to Web3 Projects Explained number 2. The first one was Hurdle 1 and now today we'll be talking about Anoma. And Anoma has been the most trending testnet of this month and many people are actually participating in its testnet. Many developers are working on its OS and all. So we'll be talking more about it. We'll not go too much deep in the project and all the technical specifications. I'll be making this video as an easy way for people who are new to Web3 or people who don't know much about technical specification of these projects to understand the projects easily and easy terms with easy examples. So this is video for all of you. So let's start the video and we'll talk about Anoma. So Anoma is something which says that build apps and not chains. So they are not yet another blockchain, they are operating system and developers can make programs on it or apps on it and people can interact with those apps. They don't need to make another blockchain because there are lots of blockchain already in the Web3 ecosystem that people are just making more blockchains. Like as a question, what is Bera chain doing right now? It's just another blockchain, but what are they doing right now? Nothing. So the next thing is, what is Anoma? So this is the start of the video actually. So what is Anoma? So Anoma is a decentralized operating system, that is OS for Web3. Think of it like Windows of Web3 maybe. Designed to unify fragmented blockchain ecosystem into a single and intent-centric ecosystem. So this word is actually important for the project. So keep in mind this word intent. Okay. So it is an intent-centric ecosystem. Rather than building yet another chain, Anoma connects existing blockchains like Ethereum, Solana, and many others, allowing applications to operate seamlessly across multiple layer and layer 2 platforms. So this was actually a technicality. So now I'll just explain this in a very easy term, which is think of Anoma as a universal remote flow blockchain. Like anywhere door, you want to trade Solana USDC for Ethereum ETH maybe, you can do that through Anoma. Instead of being stuck on Ethereum, Solana or one of the apps at a time, Anoma connects all of them and everything at once, so it feels like a system. So you will feel connected with all the ecosystems at a time, like all the rollups. You can use Ethereum, Solana, anything on Anoma. So let's go to the next slide, which is the core technical features. So there are actually 5 of them that I have listed from here. This is actually my research, so you can do that on your own. You can research about them. So what the first one is, intent centric architecture. So I told you already that this word is actually important. It's intent centric. So what it says is users specify what they want to achieve, which is their intent. Maybe intended what is intent? Intent means what you want to do, what's your final result will be. Like you are sitting in a restaurant and you are ordering something. You want the cooked product. You don't have to tell the cook how he have to prepare everything and all. You just have a food in the mind, maybe some kind of food, which is maybe croissants you want. So you don't have to tell the baker or the bakery how they have to cook it and bake it and all. They'll just give you the final product. That you just have to have the intent of it. So an Anoma system matches and executes all these intents potentially across several chains, and this abstracts away manual processes and chain dependencies, making interactions simpler for users. So this was the technical terms, and now let's come to the easier explanation of this, which is normally in crypto you must click through steps like pick chains, pick wallet, swap token, which Anoma you just have to say what you want, like swap ETH for Solana, and it finds the way automatically. So it's like an operating system. You just have to interact with this and you just need to have an intent. In this case, what the intent is, like swap Ethereum for Solana, this is your intent and it will do that automatically. You don't have to go all those process of like picking the chain, picking the wallet and swapping the token. It will do all of that and that all automatically. So think of it like ordering food, which is like I want pizza, and Zomato actually an Indian startup. So it handles which restaurant, delivery guy and route. So this startup what it actually does is you just have to order the food. It will decide all the delivery services, restaurant and everything for you and all the route. So it's like you just have to have an intent that maybe you want pizza and pizza will be delivered to you. You don't have to think about anything, which restaurant are you going to book with and how it will be delivered and all. You don't have to just think about it. And now we'll just see how this intent works. is first the users create the intent, like you want to swap Ethereum for Solana, and when this intent is created, it is submitted to the Anoma OS, and all the apps in this Anoma OS, they will actually work on that, on your intent that you want Solana for your Ethereum, and they will do all the things like swapping, choosing chains and everything, and then you just have to verify it that you got Solana and everything, and then the intent is satisfied. So this is actually a very easy way of doing something like swapping or bridging or anything you want to do on a blockchain. So this makes it all very simple. Coming to the next one, which is universal app layer. So it enables cross-chain applications to be developed on top of Anoma, allowing dApps to involve any number of users and assets while retaining decentralization. Actually, I told you about this, but this actually means is there can be apps which can be built on Anoma, and these can be assets and users from any chain. Just there is no limitation like you are stuck with one chain or anything. You can use any chain. And like an example, a game from Solana can let you use Ethereum from ETH from Ethereum without leaving the game. Maybe you are playing Solana game. Maybe there is a game launched on Solana. It wants Solana as a fees. But with Anoma, what you can do is you can use ETH on Ethereum instead of Solana on Sol to actually do their transaction. So this makes things very very user friendly. You don't have to have like same amount of asset on the same chain. You can use any asset. Maybe you are having USDT on BNB or anything, you can just use that. And next, coming to the next technical feature, which is the composability and interoperable, which is developers can use its open source modular architecture to build customized solution that operates across chains and protocols. So this is for developers, and because it's open source, Anoma, so the developers can build anything on top of it, build apps for it. And even the existing apps like maybe Uniswap and all the other apps, they can be made on top of the Anoma chain and Anoma OS, and then that project can even go help you to do all the things. So what that means in easy terms, the developers can plug pieces together easily like Lego blocks, and you can snap different chains and protocols into one working ecosystem. So what this actually means is this is actually for developers, so developers can build anything on Anoma. So think of it like Windows or maybe Mac OS, where users are just installing their applications, and applications can be used for anything. The same way developers can just program or just install their apps on this operating system, and their app will be used by many users. So it's like a plug and play kind of thing, but it's actually for developers. So I'll not go too much deep into it. I'm not a developer. So let's just go to the next technical feature, which is privacy and zero knowledge proofs. So this is actually a need of every blockchain right now. So this utilizes advanced cryptography techniques just like GK proofs to ensure transactions are private and data sovereignty is preserved. So yeah, you get all the privacy kind of things like GK proofs and all. So it is totally GK verified, so you can just do all the things and your privacy will still be safe. You don't have to think about your privacy. Okay. So coming to the next and the last actually technical feature, which is capital efficiency. So this is actually an important one, which is sophisticated intent matching mechanism optimize liquidity and reduces transaction costs. For example, by supporting multi-party bartering system rather than simply direct swap like traditional AMMs like automatic market makers. So what that means is, instead of one simple swap, like you want to swap one Ethereum for 2000 USDC or USDT, Anoma supports complex trades like a person A gives ETH, B gives Sol, and C gives USDC, all matched in one round, so everyone saves fees, like a group of barter deal instead of one-to-one trade. So what it does is, instead of going through all the swaps through AMMs, your trade will go like a barter system. Maybe someone is having 2000 USDC and he wants Ethereum for it, and you are sitting here in you want USDC for your Ethereum. So you two guys can just have a barter. So the amount of fees spent in between is actually less than the fees that will be used when you use a swap or bridge or anything. So this is actually a good way of saving fees from users, and it actually increases the efficiency. So those were all the 5 core technical features, and now we'll be moving towards the next point, which is why is Anoma important. So there are 3 points, which is reduced complexity and decentralization and data sovereignty, and it supports novel use cases. So coming to the first one, which is reduce complexity. So by focusing on user intent and automating the underlying complexity, Anoma drastically reduces the learning curve and friction for new users. tackling a major adoption barriers cited in research. So many people actually quit Web3 because it's very tough for them to learn, because new people from Web2 they don't want to adapt to Web3. So 68% of people quit Web3 because it's confusing, and Anoma hides all the technical mess and just focuses on what do you want to do. So think of it as someone from Web2 just entered in Web3 and they don't know how to swap their like USDT on Ethereum for USDT on Solana. So what they have to do on Anoma is they just have to have an intent that I want Solana USDT for my ETH USDT. So they can just do that. It's that simple. Coming to the next point, which is decentralization and data sovereignty. So Anoma infrastructure removes centralized intermediaries and ensures users control their own assets and data throughout all the steps of a transaction. So there is no intermediary or any kind of bridge or swap or any this kind of things on Anoma. So it's just a US, you just have an intent and you can just do all the transactions. So it's all your money and your assets are safe in your hands. You don't have to give their access to any of the bridges, swaps or anything. So coming to the last point, which is it supports novel use cases. So its programmable and composable design enables scenarios like multi-party swaps, cross-chain arbitrage, and applications involving private payment in arbitrary assets. So it enables cool stuff like multi-party swaps, which is private payments, and cross-chain apps that were too hard before. So this actually makes the user experience actually very good. For a new Web3 user, these things are gonna be very useful, and even for the users who are in Web3 for a long time, it's actually one step ahead in Web3. This is not like just another blockchain and just not another DEX or anything which is just solving the existing problems, and they just keep on looping these things that new DEX comes and they just say they are solving an issue, but they are actually not. They are just creating one more DEX, they are not solving anything. So this is what Anoma actually is and why it is important. And now comes the last part, which are the recent news and updates from August 2025. So first one is their testnet launch. So Anoma is already having a testnet, which is like a gamified testnet, and you can just interact with it and do all the transactions and play games in it to earn maybe some kind of points. And those points will be, maybe they might give you a reward in future. I can't confirm that. So the testnet is invite only. Actually, you need invite to participate in the testnet, and if you have any invites, you can just share in the comment, people can join it, and which provides hands-on experience while collecting feedback in future development. And next is their funding. So Anoma has raised more than like 60 million from multiple investors, the highest among major Web3 airdrop projects in August 2025. So it's like one of the major Web3 projects who have raised like $60 million in funding in this month. So the next thing is their airdrop program, which is, I don't know it's confirmed or not, but their token airdrops are distributed to early participants of the testnet users. So you can actually participate in the testnet, or if you are a developer, you can just develop things on them. And yeah, it's actually a good technology to work on, and this is their official site, which is anoma.net. So this was all about Anoma. How do you like this video? You can tell me in this comment, and if you have any feedback related to the video or anything, you can just put that in the comment too. And next time we'll be coming up with another projects. Till then, bye bye.